Hi folks, I'm Matt. Welcome to another Defending the EU. I haven't done a Defending the EU video since, well, forever, right? And I wanted to make this video because I think I have some updated thoughts, or just wanted to rethink, I guess you could say, my first video from a long time ago called Storygroup Propaganda. And I have some new stuff that came to light, and I've been looking at it, and I wanted to say just a few more things about it. Now, back then in Storygroup Propaganda, I talked about how it looked like just a typical corporate takeover by Disney, where you have massive layoffs with LucasArts, and then such rampant changes, including the EU. And I said, well, that's probably just Bob Iger saying, here's what we're going to do. And remember, I always have said that Disney owns it. They can do whatever they want. And so, I understand their concept. I don't always agree with it, don't think it was the best idea, but I do understand it, and they do have the right to do that. Now, a few weeks ago, someone showed me a video of Bob Iger giving the announcement that they had bought Lucasfilm. And what he says in the video, and I'll try to put a link in the description. If I forget, someone else do it. But in the video, basically I think it's within the first minute, he talks about how Star Wars is a grand story covering over 17,000 characters, spanning over 1,000 planets, and a saga that stretches over 20,000 years. And you're going, wait a minute, he's talking about the EU. Now, first off, yes, he said it, but it's easy to tell that he is reading from a card. So whoever wrote it probably did their homework and said, okay, this is all that Star Wars is. It's a story that lasts over 20,000 years, and that's true. The point is, though, that hearing Iger say that made me think, okay, is he a fan of the EU? Probably not. He probably didn't know what it was. But he didn't know what it was at all. He probably just read that, said, oh, wow, yeah, look at all this stuff we got, and then handed it over to people to make money with it. Because remember, that's the whole point of buying Star Wars, is to make money, duh. And so he probably handed it over to, Kathleen Kennedy, and said, do what you will. Now, I remember the first time that I made Storygroup Propaganda, a lot of people said, Matt, I think it's Kathleen Kennedy. And I said, you have a point, but I think you're wrong. Well, now I'm on your side. I think maybe it was Kathleen Kennedy. I still can't wrap my head around how she could lay off so many people at LucasArts, just like that, and start making such rampant changes. So maybe it was Iger saying, hey, cut this, bring this, do this, and do whatever you want with this. Just make sure we're a well-oiled machine that makes money. And maybe Kathleen did all what she had to do. So maybe it's kind of both. Maybe it was Carrie Smart, who is Pablo Delgado's boss, Jennifer Heddle's boss. She is the leader of the Storygroup, hand appointed by Kathleen Kennedy. So maybe it was Kathleen Kennedy going off Carrie Smart's advice, saying, hey, we need to get rid of the EU. We want to make our own story now. Now, you know my thoughts on that, and, I don't agree with it. But again, they have right to do that. So where is my stance now from last time I made a video like this? I would say maybe it's a general decision. Maybe Disney said, here's what you need to do. You need to make cuts here, do what you want, make money. And they said, okay, we're going to get rid of the EU within those cuts. Maybe. Now, who specifically was it? Was it Carrie Smart giving advice to Kathleen Kennedy, who made the call? Was it just Kathleen Kennedy on her own? Said, no, we're not going to mess with that. It's too good of a story. That's probably what she said. It's too good of a story. We're not going to mess with it. Either way, it doesn't matter who started it, okay? We're never going to know for sure. No one's ever going to fess up to it because it was so controversial. I doubt anyone will raise their hand and go, yeah, that was my call. No, they're not going to do that. They know how much hate they would get from fans. And believe me, of all the hateful groups, Star Wars, whether you're an EU fan or you're not, there's a lot of hate being thrown on both ways. They want to make you think it's just the people who want the new Legend stuff. It's not. It's not them. It's the other side as well, and I've shown that in other videos. But anyway, the point is, I don't care who started it. All I care about is who is going to fix it and make it right. Who is going to say, hey fans, all fans, we hear you. We're going to give you legend stories, new legend stories. It won't be new canon, which we don't care about. A lot of the hardcore fans don't care about that. Now, there are some of you out there who are part of the movement and you're like, Matt, I like both. I understand that, and that's fine. Totally fine. But people who just make Legends books, you wouldn't be upset about that. I wouldn't be upset about that. There's no one who would be upset about that. So they could go ahead and continue the Legends storyline. If you think about it, it could be quite simple. You could maybe just have a place online, StarWars.com, which really only hardcore fans look at. I don't think any regular fan looks at StarWars.com. They go to fan sites or online to find their Star Wars news. But fans of the EU have always checked StarWars.com because, you know, that's kind of always been their home. And so you could say, okay, Legends fans, we're going to give you your own page here, and we're going to bring out new content, short stories, maybe unreleased novels like Escape from Dagu, or hire other authors to do stuff on that site. Honestly, I would be okay with that if they went ahead and continued it online through there. I mean, I know it's not print, but still, I think it would be awesome. Maybe even give us some cover art too. Saying, here, you're free, here's a copyright, you know, disclosure here. You are free to make your own personal copy. You can't sell it, you know, online. I would totally be all right with that. That would totally make me happy. So it's not like we're asking for much, okay? We're just asking for it to be continued. Now, I want to know who's going to step up for that, okay? So that's what's most important to me. It should be what's most important to you. Let's not be so angry about who started it. We should be asking the question, hey, who's going to fix this? Who's going to make every Star Wars fan happy? All right, folks, that's all I have for today. See you next time.